Hello everyone and welcome to Dragon Wing Diamonds. We are here for another WIP and chat. So break out whatever it is you're working on and then you guys can just work on it and then I will just chat away. Of course, I am working on Wishing for You. I did not get a lot of progress done over like today and yesterday. Today being Tuesday since I do film a day early. Because yesterday was me and my boyfriend decided to celebrate our anniversary together, and then this morning I spent most of my morning out running around doing stuff to get ready for work. So yeah. Also, just don't look at my nails; they're horrible right now. So let's see. Let's pick a color and we can get started. There we go. And just so, and all the stuff will be linked below, but I am using my tray from JH Envision. I am using my pen from Monarch Designs YEG, and then of course I am using some super sticky patty wax in my pen. I think that's all. Oh yeah, and then the washi tape is from Simply Gilded, new addition to my collection. I think it like fits it a little too perfectly because it's got like the Stardust theme and it's like that bluish with the genie. So yeah, I think it looked good together. I hope everybody's having a good week. Mine was a little rough last week, I'm not gonna lie. I was having a rough time with the boys because I don't know, I'm getting tired of repeating things a lot, and you know, I'm still kind of getting used to having them around because most of my life I really wasn't around many kids, like little kids, like littler than me kids. My brother, he is like 14 or 16 years older than me. I can never remember which one. I want to say it's 14 though. So my brother's much older than I am. And so, you know, the best way my mom explained it was she basically had two only children. Because by the time I was growing up, my brother was going through his teenage angst years and moved out. So I really wasn't around younger kids at that point, and then struggle is real today apparently. And so like when my niece and nephew were born, I didn't really get to spend much time with them as they were kids. I mean, my nephew was born when I was 10, so I don't think it really would have made much of an impact. But my niece, like, she came a little bit, what is it? I'm trying to think of their ages now, and that's hard. My nephew's gonna be turning 21 this year, which is, I'm not okay with that. I'm not ready for that. So nephew's gonna be 21 this year, niece is 13, so I can't do that kind of math in my head right now, but you get the gist. So my brother lived out like 2 hours away across the state from us, so we didn't really get to spend much time with the kids as they were growing up. So I'm still kind of getting used to just having kids in general in my life, and like none of my friends have kids yet, so it's just an adjustment for me, to say the least. And I'm getting used to having little tiny humans who don't listen at all to what I'm saying. So I had some really bad anxiety last week because of the lack of listening. And, you know, I actually ended up in a full-blown panic attack at one point. But I'm doing better now. Everything's fine now. Yeah, that was like, Thursday and Friday last week. And then Saturday was a beautiful day outside, finally. Like, I'm sorry for everybody who's been having all these heat strokes and everything like that, but it's only been 70 here. And I'm kind of annoyed with it because we went to all this trouble to get a pool put up and we haven't been able to use it. We've used it twice all summer already. And it's like, okay, it's been rainy. It's been like, I wish I could send this rain out to California to quell those fires. Like, that's what I really wish right now. Because I'm tired of it raining and being gloomy. It's like, I live in New York. We spend like at least half the year in snow and cold. I don't want that to happen during my summer, too. My summer's supposed to be my break where I can, enjoy some sunshine and, actually get a tan. But yeah. So we had a beautiful day on Sunday or Saturday. So we decided to take the boys to the zoo. And let me tell you, I used to go to this zoo when I was a kid. Like, this zoo's been around for my entire life, plus some. They have made so many changes to it. Like, a ridiculous amount of changes. It's so crazy. Like, when I went, like, we walked through, like, the front area there. So basically, you'd walk into the zoo, and then they have, like, one little enclosure there. I think it had, like, no. I can't remember what was there anymore. But it was some sort of, like, land and water creature. It wasn't an alligator or crocodile because they were over by the monkeys. But they had, like, one there, and then you'd go, and you'd see, like, birds and owls and stuff like that. And then you just keep going through, and then, you get to the big cats, the wolves, yada, yada, yada. Polar bears, you know the drill. Yeah, the only thing that is actually the same from when I went before is where the polar bears are, the penguins, the otters, and the sea lions. Like, that's all that was the same. Everything else is so different. And, like, it's awesome. It's an awesome change because they made the enclosures so much bigger for the animals. So, like, the rhino, they have, like, twice as much room as they did before. The elephants, they have, like, 3 times as much room as they have before. They were able to add more animals, so we got to see giraffes and zebras. Come on. I just reloaded my pen, so I'm getting that residue. But yeah, like, there's just, like, so many new animals, so it was, like, an experience for even my boyfriend, because we both haven't been in a while. So it was a real experience for both of us to see, like, the changes they made. And, like, I sent a picture of the giraffes to my mom, and she goes, "Oh, which zoo did you go to?" I'm like, "I went to this zoo." And she's like, "Are you really? That looks so different." I'm like, "It is different." Like, they made some good changes, and I'm very pleased with it. So yeah, the boys had a great time. We got a bunch of cute pictures. They have this metal lion with their family and stuff like that, and the boys took pictures. Like, we took pictures of the boys on. And Alex was yelling, "Giddy up, horsey!" And then he goes, "Not a horsey," because it was a lion. So yeah, they had a blast. We got to see a bunch of animals, but it was just so crowded. Like, we were like, okay, we'll bring masks just in case, because we are going to be outdoors, and we might be able to get away with the boys not wearing masks and stuff like that for the timeout. Yeah, no. We couldn't even park in the main parking lot. The place was so busy. Thankfully, they have, like, an overflow parking lot. So boys had to stay masked up the whole time. My boyfriend and I, even though we are vaccinated, we both also stayed masked up because, I'm not trusting this Delta variant that's out there. I'm not feeling comfortable with it. So, you know what? I'm going to continue to mask up. My personal preference. And if it's not yours, then okay. That's good for you, but that's my preference personally. Sorry, I just woke up from a nap, so, like, my mouth is super dry and everything. I'll get to why I was napping today. It's been a crazy day today. So yeah, we did that. And then Sunday rolled around. Sunday we really didn't do much because, we tend to, like, just relax a bit more when the boys are getting ready to go back to their mom's house. So my boyfriend played Minecraft with the boys because he started a world with them. And, like, they're actually playing through the game. So Minecraft is Drake's favorite game, 100%. But Drake likes to goof off and do stuff like that. So he likes to, like, get TNT and then just, like, blow up random things, and he'll just run through and just, like, mess with things. Like, especially if he's playing with his brother, he'll go through and, like, mess with the place he's creating and, like, dig a bunch of holes and stuff like that. But, you know, my boyfriend's just actually trying to play through the game with Alex specifically because Alex, his version of beating Minecraft, he goes into creative mode, he gets all the strongest equipment and stuff, switches it to survival, go kills the Ender Dragon, and then he's like, okay, I beat the game, and it's like, not really. You kind of cheated, but okay. So, boyfriend is trying to actually play through the game with the boys. So that way Alex can actually say, I beat the game. So, you know, they're like going through doing their things, and Drake's just like goofing off. He's like keeps breaking their beds and stuff like that, which for those who may not know, the beds are their respawn points. So if they die, they go back to the beds. So it's like he kept breaking the beds. He kept like they kept trying to tame like a wolf or something, and Drake kept killing it instead. You know, just stuff like that. Like he's not taking it seriously. So like, you know, and he keeps distracting Alex too when my boyfriend's like, hey, I need you guys to go looking for this. I need you guys to go looking for this. And then, you know, next thing you know, they're goofing off doing something completely different. And of course, you know, Alex wants to build like, he wants to build a base that's like aesthetically pleasing. And it's like, no, you don't need something pretty right now. You need survivability. So yeah, so I ended up having to tell Drake, I'm like, Dad and Alex are trying to play the game for real. If you want to goof off, you got to switch to a creative world. Like, don't be trying to mess with things in their survival world. So apparently, the one time they listened to me this week. So yeah, apparently Drake popped out, and then words just fell out of my head. Yeah, so Drake popped out and jumped into his own little survival world, or his own creative world, so he could just do whatever he wanted. And then this made me so mad because you know, I have a Switch. I know how Switches work because I have one and I use it quite frequently. Like, I'll be using it later today with Pokemon Snap because they just released some new things. But I'm sitting there and, you know, like I diamond paint when they do their Minecrafting. So I'm sitting there working on my diamond painting, and then I hear the little Switch low battery chime. And then I'm like, okay, whose Switch was that? And Alex is like, no, it's not mine. Mine's at like 70%. I'm like, okay, well, that I definitely believe because Alex knows how to read his battery meter. I asked Drake, I'm like, Drake, was that your Switch or is it dying? Do you need to plug it in? He's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, okay, well, I heard one of your Switches do that, and I kind of trust Alex there. So, you know, I just kind of like did like, you know, I just let it go because, you know, I wasn't going to just argue with a 5-year-old. Sometimes this wax works too good. Is that a tab? Yes, it is. Yeah, so I wasn't going to argue with a 5-year-old on it, so. And then a couple minutes later, he's like, oh, my Switch is dead. I'm like, you know, you could have prevented that if you actually, like, listened to me, right? Like, are you freaking kidding me right now, kid? Listen to the adult who knows. But, yeah, so. Yeah, and then we shipped them back off to their mom, and then Monday was me and my boyfriend's actual anniversary. I did all my posts on Tuesday because it just worked out this way. We didn't plan it or anything, just happened this way, but our anniversary happens to fall on my boyfriend and his ex-wife's wedding anniversary as well. So I posted about things a day later just to try not to stir up trouble with her. I'm sure it probably is still going to stir up something, but yeah. So yeah, we didn't really talk about our anniversary much on Sunday. We just talked about it on Monday. So, just making sure. This section is so confetti heavy. I have to like check and double check and triple check I'm getting all my colors. Yeah. This painting is really nice because it's like heavy confetti down the bottom, but up at the top is just like straight color blocking. I think the two top portions on like this, on that side up here, literally only took me a couple hours to do. let's go with this color next. So my boyfriend dropped the kids off at their mom's house, and then afterwards he ran to Olive Garden for our dinner. I love their Alfredo. Like, they're the only restaurant that does Alfredo good, in my opinion. At least here in New York, I'm pretty sure there's other, like, awesome little Italian places that do Alfredo good, but I like Olive Gardens. So, we got Olive Garden for our anniversary dinner. And, let go. 1 second. There we go. Yep, so we got that for our anniversary dinner, so we ate together, watched our TV show and stuff, and then Sunday night was kind of just like, we kind of did whatever, just relaxed. I think my boyfriend was playing oh no, just kidding. No, Sunday night we completely rearranged the room. So the way my setup was before, I always had my back to my boyfriend, and I was up against the window with the air conditioner in it, so I always had the air conditioner blowing in my face. And I was kind of tired of that because, my boyfriend is very soft-spoken when he talks, so it's hard to hear him over the air conditioner, so I'm always, like, sitting here like, what? What'd you say? What? Like, so I was getting tired of that, because I hate repeating myself, personally, and I hate making somebody else have to repeat themselves because I can't hear them over something. Plus, on top of it, like, I don't like, I've been doing my diamond painting more than anything else lately, so I don't like having my back to him at all, that much, because, he's playing games behind me usually and stuff like that, and I'm sitting there with my face against the wall diamond painting, and, I had not been enjoying that for a while. So, we decided to shuffle around the room a bit so we could try and see if this new setup would be better. So, basically what we did was we moved, the way my room is set up, it's kind of like a big, rectangle. It's kind of like a big rectangle, but then it's got this, little tiny alcove in it. So it's it goes like this, and then this, and this. So now my desk is sitting in that alcove. Oh, I missed some. So yeah, my desk is now sitting in that alcove. And I am facing my boyfriend's desk. So that way it's all set up, because I have an L desk with my computer on it as well. So it's set up so if I'm gaming, my side is towards him. If I am diamond painting, I am facing directly at him. So I can see him, I can see his screen, I can see what he's doing and stuff like that. Which just gets kind of distracting sometimes, because, watching him play his video games can be fun sometimes. Because they're games that I would never, be able to play myself, just because I'm not good at those types of games. So, yeah. But, yeah, so I got it all moved around and stuff. That was a lot of work, because I had to completely disassemble my computer, reassemble everything there. I had to disassemble all my diamond painting stuff. We had to take everything off the desk, pick the desk up and move it. And, sorry, let's look trying timing. Yeah, it was a big process, but we got it done within a couple of hours. And then I sat down at the new desk here, and honestly, I love it. I love the way it's set up, and now I have plenty of room behind me too for some storage, So I actually ordered a small desk drawer system, so that way I can put away my diamond painting stuff at night. Because right now, I'm just kind of using this messy, I'm using one of those tiny little crate things, but it's so full to the brim with stuff right now. I'm ugh, I just can't right now. I can't function with this. Plus, stuff's just spread out all over my desk. I don't have a lot of room, and I'm okay, something needs to be done here. So I ordered myself a little desk plastic drawer system. It's got like 5 drawers on it. It's actually going to be here tomorrow, so I'm excited. Once I get that all set up, I will post pictures on my Instagram. So yeah, waiting on that. And then I also ordered one for the corner, so it's going to be like one of the taller standing up desks. Oh my gosh. One of the smaller or taller standing up drawer systems there. I feel, did I get the 5? I think it was, maybe. I feel like it might have been a 5 drawer one as well. So that way I can have storage behind me for stuff that doesn't need to be on my desk, which is going to be nice. And then I have a whole bunch of wall space, and my boyfriend's like, hey, you could probably load that up with diamond paintings that you've done. I'm like, you're right, I probably could. Like, yeah, I'm excited about this like new little area, because it's like I have my own little crafting corner of the room, and it's very nice. So that was our Sunday. And then Monday was the day that we decided to celebrate our anniversary together. So my boyfriend took the entire day off work, and I don't start my job till August 16th, so I was all set there. But my boyfriend took the day off work, and then we decided, like, okay, we're gonna literally spend the whole entire day together playing games. Like, we was like, okay, we can do games, we can do, like, video games, board games, what have you. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening, you know? So we started off, he got me a couple of board games for Valentine's Day. I don't remember which holiday it was. And one of them was Small World of Warcraft, which was so much fun to play. Like, it's kind of similar to Risk in a way, but like you're kind of conquering the lands of Azeroth, and you can choose factions, and like it's some of it's a dice roll, some of it like you can choose and pick and choose. And oh my god, for a second there, I thought I was gonna lose. Like, I was getting so frustrated because I was like, I'm gonna lose this, and I don't like that. Like, I think it's because of the way my ex handled games in the past. Like, anytime that me and him would play games together, like, he would win. Like, he would destroy me every time we played games together. And I used to get so frustrated with it because it's like, you know, it does a lot for a person if you actually, you know, let them win once in a while. Like, don't just completely destroy someone all the time. He's like, nah, that's not how I do. I'm like, whatever. So, like, and he was a bad sport with winning too. So I was like, I'm gonna lose this. I'm not looking forward. I'm not enjoying this now. Like, you know. And then I end up totally destroying him by like 20 something points. And I was like, oh, I actually won. He's like, yeah, you did. Good job. I'm like, I'm so confused right now. I will say though, Blood Elves and Night Elves, they don't do me wrong. I killed it with those 2 races. He did Pandaren and humans. So that was the first game we played, and then the second game we played is called 5 Minute Mystery, which, oh my gosh, if you guys are looking for a fun game that literally doesn't take any time at all, like, you can literally play it within 5 minutes, like, that's all you need. Like, go get 5 Minute Mystery. It is fantastic. So basically with that one, you get a case file, and like one of them is like the case, the grand opening. That one was a 9-minute mystery one, but I mean, most of them are just you can solve it within 5 minutes. But on the cards, like, they have levels of difficulty. They have the easy, medium, and hard. And then on the card it will tell you how many culprits there are for the mystery. So then you have like a stack of culprits, and there's like a certain amount of that. So there's certain ones with regular backgrounds and there's ones with purple backgrounds. So if you're playing, like, you can literally play this game by yourself. But if you're playing with, like, I think it was like 1 to 2, I don't remember. certain amount of players, you have like just one stack. If you have more players, then you add more culprits and stuff to the list. So you you grab the case card, you grab a culprit, and then you place it face down, and they're like little cardboard tiles. And on the back of the culprit card, it's got like 4 sides of it with 4 different colors. So it's got, I think it was like purple, red, blue, and green. And they have like little little tiny rectangles on the side, probably the size of like these 2 square drills, like these 2. There we go. That was probably easier to see. And each one is like a different color, and it matches up to your clue cards. So, like, the clue cards is like, okay, this person wears a monocle, this person has an umbrella. And it's like, it's all animals too, so it's like, this has skin, this has fur, feathers, scales, like, stuff like that. And so you have basically these, like, scenes. They're kind of similar to I Spy scenes, and they give you 5 shapes. It's like a triangle, square, circle, plus sign, and a star. And like basically you're looking through the scene, you're finding the shapes throughout the scene, and then you're relaying the shapes to the person with the coder. And then once you get all 5 shapes on, like, because they actually give you this like coder thing that you like twist and stuff like that. Once you have all the shapes on the coder, then you check the back of the card, and then you find out if you got them all correct. And then if you did, you get to choose a clue. And then, so you basically rinse and repeat until you have enough clue. Oh, and then you have cards also. You have cards that will show you each of the suspects. Struggle's real. Yeah, so you have cards that will show you each of the suspects. I hate when I do that. Huh? Sorry guys, I am riding struggle bus very hard today. I'll explain why here shortly. So yeah, what was I saying? Brain, work with me! I let you sleep. There we go. Never mind. I have to get that corner one. Anyways, so yeah, you basically rinse and repeat till you solve all the mystery. Like, yeah. And the nice thing about it is, since you can have a different suspect each time, you're never going to run out of, like, you're never going to solve all the mysteries, I guess. Not like those games where it's like, okay, you have an X amount of clues, this is the culprit, it's right on the back here, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not like that. So, it was fun. We had a lot of fun playing that. I think we did like 3 rounds of it. We did the case of the grand opening, which was like the opening one that they told us to start with when you're starting the game. And then we did the case of Blue's clues, I think it was, where like right at the beginning they gave us all the blue clues so we could figure out which, like, we were already a clue down. And then I can't remember what the third one was called. But yeah, we did the harder one second. We just figured out the solution as the timer went off. Because like they tell you on the card to set a timer for X amount of time. And then once you solve it, you can either stop the timer, or if you hit the end of the timer, you have to try to, like, you get one chance to, quote, make an arrest, as they say. So that way you can see if you won or not. So on one of them, like, I think it was on the medium difficulty one, we did make it all the way to the timer, but we were able to figure it out, because I think it was like we had 2 culprits we had to catch. So, and actually ended up working out because, like, they ended up having one of the similar clues. And I think it was, like, what, newspaper that was the same clue for both of them. They both were holding a newspaper, so we were able to figure that out quick once we had one of them figured out. But yeah, it was a fun little game. We had a lot of fun with it. But I figured my boyfriend didn't want to play more rounds because the third game that we had, he's been waiting to try out. I'm sorry, moving her stuff around. He's been waiting patiently to try out for a little bit. It's a game that I got previously that I absolutely love, but it's one of those games where when you start playing it, you don't want to stop. So I wanted to make sure I was going to do it on a day where I had plenty of time to play it. So it's called, it's a Harry Potter game, and it's Hogwarts Battle. And basically, it's a deck building game, so it's a cooperative game too. So they give you the option of a few different characters. The base game comes with Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville. But if you get the expansion, then you can also get Luna Lovegood. So, which I do have the expansion, so I did have the option for Luna. I always play as Hermione because I really like her abilities, because as you move on through the years, your hero gets powered up a little bit more. And Hermione has this ability where if I can do 4 spells in a turn, I can gain coins, because, like, since it's a deck building game, you have, like, a card pool that you can purchase from, and you need to save coins for it. So with Hermione, I'm able to do that. Like, I'm able to get more coins just by using a lot of spells. And since it's a cooperative game, it's really nice to play with people. So me and my boyfriend, we have a pretty good strategy going right now. Basically, I've been building my deck heavy spells. He's building his deck heavy allies, and then we're splitting items between us, because there are the multiple different types of cards. So each of your decks start off with 10 cards, like 10 base hero cards. And then in them is just like a bunch of Alohamoras, which just give you coin to purchase more. Usually they give you an ally along with that relates to the character. So like Hermione gets Crookshanks. I think Ron gets Scabbers. Or is it Pig? I can't remember who Ron gets. Harry gets Hedwig. Luna gets some sort of like Corporal Beast or something like that. And Neville gets Trevor. So I was playing as Hermione. My boyfriend was playing as Neville, which Neville gives you extra heals and stuff, which is really handy. So like when he heals up on his turn, you get an extra heal. So I always let my boyfriend get one ally in particular, because that extra heal is just nice, because he can heal me for 4 in one go, or heal himself for 4 in one go. But yeah, basically the point of the game is that you're playing through the Hogwarts years. You get 3 locations that you have to defend from the evil forces. And then they give you like dark arts cards that you have to draw that will like hinder you a little bit. And it gets tougher as it goes on. So right now we are about to start year 6, I believe. Because we played literally all day yesterday. We started at year 1 since my boyfriend hadn't played the game before. And we just went through. So I think we were up until like 2 o'clock in the morning playing this game. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, we played through up until we beat year 5 last night, and then we were like, okay, bedtime now. But then we have it all set up and ready to go. So later today, once we're done with all of our like adulting stuff, we're gonna just sit down and play again. So probably only gonna get 1 section done on my diamond painting today, but it's okay because it's fun. I like spending time with him. I love playing that game. That game is just so much fun. It's so addicting. Like I wanna play it. But yeah, each year they kind of add on more of the villains. So like year 1, you kind of like start off with just Quirrell, Draco, Malfoy, Crabbe Goyle, basic villains and stuff like that. And as you go, like they just keep adding on more and more. And then once you get past year 4, of course, Voldemort's back. So you have to defeat a level of Voldemort. The only thing that's really annoying about it, so there's like 3 slots for villains. And like as you go on, like the rule books tell you, okay, this year make sure you have 1 villain at a time. This year now you're going to have 2 villains at a time. This year you're going to have 3. So now, of course, we're up to having 3 villains out at once. But as soon as you get down the stack of villains and get to Voldemort, his abilities take part immediately before he's even in play. So, like, you got the 3 villain cards. If you have 3 villains down here and he's still up here, nope, doesn't matter. You still got to deal with his abilities, which was a pain in the butt because he made you discard a card every time. So, yeah, that was fun to deal with. But we have a good strategy going right now. It's been working really well. I can hog all the spells and, you know, get my bonuses for casting spells, and he can hog all the allies and get ridiculous amounts of damage and health and all this crazy stuff, and yeah, it's been good. I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, and then like you're battling the game for villain control. So on each of the location cards, so it'll give you different locations from each of the movies. So like year 3, it had like Hogsmeade, the Shrieking Shack, and what was the first one? I don't remember the first one. Maybe like Diagon Alley or something. But yeah, you get the location cards and stuff like that. And then on the location cards, there's like these little skull tokens that you can put on them. Well, you don't want to put them on there because if you fill up all the skull tokens, then you lose the location to the Death Eaters or the evil forces. So yeah, they're called like Dark Mark tokens. I think the coolest thing though in the pack though, because they're like these little metal things with like little skulls on them. They're so cute. Yes, I think skulls are cute. But yeah, so yeah, we were playing through, or no, there's a couple of times there it was a little dicey because we're like, oh, we're about to lose control of this location, and then like I came through with a bunch of spells and did stuff. As we say, it's like, look at that, I did stuff on my turn. Like, you know, go through, clear all the stuff out, and good to go. So yeah, that was our day. We literally just played games until 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was worried too. Like, I was like, oh, how are we going to be able to keep ourselves entertained for an entire day? Yeah, it ended up not being hard, and I ended up staying up way later than we should have because we had to get up early this morning. Because my boyfriend had to work today, first off. And second off, I had to do stuff to prepare for starting my job. Where did that just go? There we go. So, I had to go into HR today to fill out the paperwork and yada 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 of, okay, I can work in the U.S., okay, yep, I'm not a veteran, blah, blah, you know, all that fun stuff. Stuff that I could easily have done online, but they needed needed copies of my IDs. Just a warning, you might get yelled at because Elvie is in the room just sitting here staring. Oh my god, he was so confused the night that we switched my setup. He walked in the room and then looked over at the corner where I used to be and just like, was like, wait a minute, this isn't right. Then he looked over at me here and he's like, wait, what? Then he ended up sleeping like right between me and my boyfriend on the bottom of my desk. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, so, yeah, they need a copy of my, like, IDs and stuff like that, so that was all, we got that all taken care of, but, you know, I had to be up at, like, 8 o'clock this morning after staying up until 2, and then last night, like, right when I was just about to doze off to sleep twice, first time, Pippa was walking over me, and I felt my boyfriend jostled me awake when he grabbed her to get her off the bed, because Pippa, I love her to death, but she doesn't know how to cuddle. She literally will just, like, pace back and forth on my pillow and step on my hair, and that's her version of cuddling for some reason. And then she doesn't settle, so she'll, like, lay down, stand up, readjust, lay down, stand up, readjust. Like, she just doesn't sit still. So, like, twice last night when I was just about to drift off to sleep, that happened. Like, they woke me up, and I was just like, ugh. Well, first it was Pippa, and then the second time Elvie was just sitting at the bottom, or edge of the bed, meowing, and it's like, you know where I am. You know how to get up here. I'm not getting up out of bed to pick you up and put you on the bed. I'm sorry. Because I think he's, like, figured out now. If he just sits there and keeps meowing at me, I'll literally pick him up, put him on the bed. Because it's the only way to stop him from yelling at me. He's a smart little being. Yeah, I'm talking about you. He just looked over at me like, what? So yeah, I don't think I fell asleep until like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning-ish. and then had to be up at like 8 this morning for all this stuff. So got out to my appointment at 9 to fill out the paperwork and give them my social security card and driver's license so they could copy that into the system, even though it's already in the system. Like, I worked there literally 2 years ago. And then I had to go to employee health, so I'm going to be working at a hospital, so they do a little bit more, like I have to do a little bit extra for preparation. So I had to get a drug test done, of course, like standard with every job. And then I also have to do minor spills, so bear with me a second here. But I also have to do what is called a PPD. Basically what that is it's a test for tuberculosis. Get this off the moving plastic. So basically it's a test to make sure that you're not a carrier for tuberculosis, and you have to get tested quite frequently. I think it's like once a year. But when you're going into pre-employment, if it's been over a year since your last test, you have to do 2 tests. So it worked out the first time I worked at the hospital that I'm working at, because I had just gotten a PPD done at my previous position, and since they require 2, they're like, okay, well, we only have to do 1 now, which is good. But no, this time around, I'm actually going to have to do 2 of them. I think they said I have to do it like 21 days after the first one, which hopefully I'll be able to do that before school starts, because otherwise that's going to be a pain in the butt. But yeah, basically all they do is they kind of like, they go right under the skin of your arm and inject this like little fluid. It kind of just bubbles up. And then like basically if it leaves like, it'll either like disappear or kind of like spread out. If it spreads out, that means like you're either a carrier or in a lot of cases you're just allergic to the stuff they use. Oh, like I think my friend Alina is allergic to it. So every time I get mine done though, like it just like it completely vanishes. And I remember when right before I left, I had gotten mine done, and then someone in my lab, like someone who I worked with, was a reader for it. So I just got the injection done, and then they got to read it, because you have to go back and have them read it like within 3 days after getting it. So yeah, the last time I got it done, it was like right before I left, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I need you to read my PPD, and she's like, oh yeah, okay, and then she's like looking at my arm, she goes, where is it? I'm like, I'm looking at my own arm, I'm like, I think they did it somewhere over here, and she just goes, okay, you're good, because we can't even find it. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, I had to get that done today, which means I have to go back either Thursday or Friday to get that read, which probably gonna do Thursday. Boyfriend's gonna come with me, so that way we don't have to park in the parking garage and mess around with all that. He can just drop me at the main gate there and just wait until I'm done, because it's literally go in, okay, you're good, go out. And then I also had to get a drug test done today. I usually don't have trouble with the drug tests because, it's usually at a point, I'm always over-prepared for it, because it's like, okay, well, I know this is happening, so I'm not going to go to the bathroom for this much time beforehand. Usually it's later in the day, so, I don't have to worry about it. No, of course, it was, my appointment was at, 10 o'clock this morning. I got there before then, and, and they tell you, okay, don't drink any liquids, 4 hours before. I'm like, I should have drank water beforehand, honestly. I'm kind of frustrated that I just didn't do it. I thought about it this morning, and I didn't, and yeah. I ended up sitting there for, 2 hours drinking water to try to get enough of a sample to run that, to send out for this test. It was such a waste of my time today, and I was so frustrated. But on the bright side, got it taken care of finally. I got out of there about 11. But of course, they say no liquids beforehand, which means I didn't get to drink my coffee at all this morning. And I was just like, ugh, I'm not happy. So, we got done with that. And I'm going to save the ABs for last, I think. So yeah, we got done with that. And then on the way home, my boyfriend swung through Dunkin' Donuts for me to get me some coffee. But of course, I didn't drink it until after I got home because, you know, they had me drink so much water. I had to pee really bad. So, got home, drank my coffee, we ate lunch, and by the time we were done with lunch, I think I had settled enough that I was just so tired. Like, the lack of sleep finally hit me. The lack of sleep finally hit me, and I was just like, okay, I am exhausted. And so, and of course, boyfriend he was doing work and stuff like that, and he looks over at me, he's like, oh, are you going to take a nap? I'm like, probably. We'll see. And then I fell asleep. And I woke up 20 minutes later because I had to go to the bathroom again. But then, once I did that, I took care of that, and I laid back down, and then I zonked out again, and I slept, I think he said, like, I slept for a good, like, hour and a half or something like that afterwards. So, I woke up, I'm feeling a little bit more rested, but I'm still feeling, like, groggy and stuff. Yeah, also doesn't help that I woke up and was like, okay, well, and boyfriend's like, I'm gonna run to the store, so it's perfect time for you to do your WIP and chat. I'm like, I guess. I just woke up. So, yeah, I took a little nap. Feel a little bit better. Grabbed some more caffeine. Grabbed a Coke to drink some more caffeine. And I'm sure eventually I will wake up, but we'll see how it goes. I think it might be an early bed night for me, honestly, just because of my lack of sleep last night. I really need to start working on getting my schedule reworked right now, because, like, soon I'm not going to be able to go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning, you know? I'm going to actually have to get up to get boys on the bus for school and go to school myself, and yeah. And I was thinking about it today. I'm like, I'm gonna have to be, like, out in public again. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I can't just sit in my PJs anymore. I've kind of gotten very accustomed to life at home. Plus, not to mention, like, I'm going to be working in, like, direct contact with COVID samples, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I remember when all this started, I was so thankful I wasn't working at that job because I didn't want to be there during all this, and now I'm ending up going back there anyways. But it's okay. Because it's going to be good in the long run, because I'm going to be able to get a job that I want, that I'll be happy with, and I'm going to further my education like I've wanted to for God knows how long. Years. I don't know how long I've been talking about going back to school. Probably since I started my first lab job, because I kept saying, like, oh, I'm going to go back for a medical technologist, and then I decided I didn't want to do that. Because, you know, I kind of like having my weekends and holidays off. So, like, I don't know, hospital work isn't exactly for me. Oh my gosh, so I got a message from my supervisor yesterday telling me that part-timers are going to have to work weekend rotations, which I was kind of worried about. But she's like, we got to retrain you anyway, so it's going to be a bit, like, I'm going to push it off to make sure we can keep you off of it as long as possible. I'm like, okay, good. And then and I responded back, because, like, the way it worked before, it's like, okay, you start work there. Doesn't matter what shift you are on, when you start your weekend rotation, you go directly to overnights. And then you have to work your way up to evenings and days and stuff like that. What are you doing, Elvie? He's being cute. So I was just like, oh, hopefully no overnights. And she's like, no, I will make sure that you never have to work overnights. And on the bright side, it's only like 4 hours it's only 4 hours once a month, so it's not going to be that horrible. It's just going to fall on the weekends that we have the boys, you know, and I'm going to lose out on the only time I'm going to be able to see them with my schedule here coming up. I know Alex is not looking forward to my schedule shifting so much because I told them, I'm like, well, I'm going to have to go back to work on evenings, so I'm not going to be here for bedtime. And he was so upset. Like, Alex likes his bedtime routine because, you know, we got our cuddle time where we all get into the bed and cuddle with each other. It's usually my boyfriend, then Alex is next, and then me, and then Drake. So we all, like, we get our cuddle time. And then we watch, we do showtime first, then we do cuddle time. Getting ahead of myself here. And so, yeah, I told them, I'm like, I'm probably not going to be around for bedtimes now with me having to work. And yeah, he was just so distraught about that because, like, yeah, he likes his routine. He likes having both of us there to tuck him in and stuff like that. And now I'm not going to be there, so it's going to be a little rough on them, I think. I'm starting to get stuffy. Oh, Shadow scared me the other week. I meant to mention this on my last WIP and chat, but of course, you know, ran out of time. And speaking of time, okay. I got enough time for this story. So, Shadow scared me the other week. So, he did his normal thing where he comes up and he lays down in bed with me and, you know, getting pets and stuff. And it was like one of those early morning, or not early morning, but, you know, just woke up once. Early morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. Just kidding. But yeah, it was one of those morning situations, and like he came up and was cuddling with me before I got out of bed, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get up and get my day started now. And then he glared at me, of course, you know. And then I got up and, you know, got my coffee and stuff and what have you. And then it was like a little bit later on. I'm looking at the bed where he was laying, and there was like this little blood spot. I'm like, that wasn't there before. And so, like, we grabbed him, and we took a look. Apparently he had cut himself on his butt. Like, right next to his little butt. He cut himself, and he had this huge gash that was bleeding. And, you know, Mamo took over. I'm like, oh my god, my kitty. Like, it looked bad. Like, it looked painful. So, like, you know, I was freaking out. I was like, no, my cat's injured. This isn't good. So we decided to keep an eye on it for a few days just to make sure it's fine, like make sure it wasn't going to get infected or anything, because, excuse me, it was where like he would be squatting in the litter box and stuff like that, and I figured, oh gosh, that's probably very prone to infection and stuff like that. So we kept a close eye on him for a bit, made sure the cut was healing and everything like that, and it looks a lot better now. I had to stop him from, like, licking it a bunch, because I didn't want him, like, ripping it back open again and stuff like that. But, bright side, everything's fine. Just a gash that just healed right up, and he's doing fine with it. Like, even when he got it, he didn't, like, react or anything like that, so I don't think it really bothered him that much. But, yeah. That was my scare of the week with the cats, like, it's one thing or another with them, like, I swear, like, Pippa, she keeps dropping weight suddenly, like, she seems fine now, but she, like, dropped weight suddenly, and there's a couple of points where she was, like, lethargic, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to take her to the vet, and then it's like, she perked right up a couple days later, so it's like, okay, well, you're fine now. Jonesy keeps throwing up everywhere, like, these cats, they're all old, and it's scary when they start not feeling good, you know? So I'm not ready to have that conversation with the kids. Because they are very attached to all 4 of these kitty cats. I think, well, we're all very attached to all 4 of these kitty cats. We have a pretty good family here. Okay, let's see. 54 minutes, okay, yep, I think this would be a good place to call it. Got a decent amount done here, so I'll probably finish up this section before dinner time. And as I said, this probably is going to be the only section I do today just because of the fact that I'm probably going to end up playing that board game again tonight with my boyfriend. So yeah. So yeah, anniversary was good. Now we're ramping up for the birthday this weekend, although I don't think I'm doing anything for my birthday. Minus trying to get some wee wax from Laura, but but yeah, I think we're just gonna take it easy this weekend. I don't really do much for my birthday usually, so I'm like, meh. Probably just relax, and I know my boyfriend got me a couple of presents that he's been dying to give me, but making him wait till my birthday. So yeah. Yep, I think that's yep, so brain is failing again. I think it's definitely time for me to log off here. So, if you like this video, be sure to do all the things, like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Yep, and hopefully I can get up to 55 subscribers this week. That'd be awesome. I do plan on getting another unboxing posted later in the week as well, because, like, I decided to go through and unbox everything that I haven't unboxed yet in one morning. Which, by the way, I do not recommend doing that. It's a killer on your back. But yeah, I've got a bunch of those that I'm just, like, periodically posting. Meant to get one up at the end of last week, but things got a little rough with my anxiety spurts there, so yeah. So yeah, definitely do all things. Hit that bell to be notified whenever I put up videos, because as you can tell, unboxings, post reviews, and small shop hauls will be random. Actually, I should be having one of those coming up. I'm just waiting on one package right now, because I want to include that. But then once that's done, or once I get that, then I'm gonna get that small shop haul posted here. So that should happen later this week. So yeah. WIP and chats always happen Wednesdays, but everything else is very random. Post review, small shop hauls, and unboxings. That's the other one. Those are always going to be random, so make sure you hit that bell just so you can tell whenever I'm going to post something. And then also down below, if you are interested, like I said, I'm going to post all of the links to the shops of the items that I used today, so that way if you're interested in checking out these items, you can pop on over to their shops and take a look. I know JH Envisions has a bunch of great trays. Monarch Designs, I've been eyeballing a bunch of their pens over and over again. Like, they have a bunch of awesome ones. And of course, DP with Sparklers has pens too. I got this one in the clearance. Look how cute it is. It's all black and stuff. I love it. Anyways, you'll see that in my small shop haul as well. So yeah, down below is going to be all those links. Also, you'll find that I am a Diamond Art Club affiliate. So if you are interested in purchasing a Diamond Art Club and you haven't purchased one before, go ahead and click that link. It'll give you 15% off your first purchase. Mind you, if you do use that link, I might get a small commission off of that as well. So if you aren't interested in that, just hop on over to Diamond Art Club as well. They have discount codes everywhere, as I've said in all my unboxings. And then also down below, you'll see I have a Buy Me a Coffee. So just in case you are interested in giving a little support to the channel, and since I don't have any subscription services yet, because, you know, I'm still new, you can go ahead and throw a donation there if you would like. Of course, I don't expect anything from anyone. Only reason I really signed up for it was because it was free. And I figured it'd be helpful to have just in case somebody decided they wanted to, you know? So that is down below as well. And yeah, I think that is everything. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!